Yes, welcome to the Job Serve Community Stadium. We are joined now by the GM, Tom Allman, who has come to, talk about predominantly the changes and obviously the news and the things the club have been doing. Tom, obviously there's been a few comments about loads going on. I was thinking, where do I start? We'll come on to the scoreboard in a minute. Let's start looking at the Barrow game. So obviously Barrow's our first home game where, because we're in Tier 2, we can get fans back in. Yep. We're capped at around 650, aren't we? Can you talk us through? Well, firstly, talk us through the cap of 1,300, whatever the cap is, the big cap is.
Yep.
Talk us through why it is capped at that and not the 2,000 like the government suggests.
Yeah. So obviously we've had numerous discussions with both our safety authority group and the SGSA, which is a sports ground safety authority, surrounding all of the guidelines that people are going to have to follow, all of the red tape, all of that sort of stuff. To answer your question, the 1,300 is based off of that's our socially distanced capacity. So you're correct in saying that Tier 2 allows 2,000 fans. But
the government shaft you a little bit there, don't they? Because everyone, they say 2,000.
There's a little star and then you go to the T's and C's and you're reading into it more and it's not quite as simple as that. So 1,300 is our socially distanced capacity. So for a bit of sort of an idea of why it's at that, if we sell an area that has 200 tickets, each 200 of those people will have to have a metre square bubble around them.
Yeah.
So you then have to provide that in 200 metres square out on your concourse, which, as Crawley fans will know, our concourse is near enough non-existent. When people come for that first game at Barrow, they'll see that we're effectively extending that concourse out into the car park, which means we can hold more people. Being frank, without us expanding that concourse, we have even less than the 1,300. So, from the club's perspective,
we're doing everything we can
to get as many people in. I know there was a few people that are saying that the club are only letting in 1,300, we could be letting in 2,000. Rest assured, that is firmly not the case. We want to be getting in as many people as we can as quickly as possible.
So once fans do start coming in, and the ones who get tickets to come in, what's it going to look like? Where are people going to be sitting? I know some people were saying online, will the terraces be open? Is it just east and west? What's the format of the stadium going to be if you are a fan that can get in?
So we're just putting the plans together for the Barrow game because it's capped at 650, which is in effect, we actually got dispensation to up that to get all of our season ticket holders in. So we're putting the final preparations together towards that in terms of how that'll look. But from the Bradford game onwards, from the 15th, all areas of the stadium will be open. Terrace will be open, east stand. We'll have home fans in the away terrace and away seating. So again, we really are trying to maximise every area of the stadium to get as many Crawley Town fans in watching Crawley Town as possible.
And I know, I suppose all the questions that the fans at home who don't know the full goings on are asking. I ask exactly the same questions in the office earlier on. I'm like, well, get more portaloos in, and get more fencing, and can we make the stadium bigger? And you've literally looked at everything, haven't you? And it's just that is it.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, people are literally working night and day to get people into the ground. We want the sooner we have more people in, the better for us. Obviously, not only from the financial point of view, but obviously, we want people back in the boys. And of what you're saying to Adam has so far been a decent start to the season.
Yeah. And looking, I know a number of people go, "Oh, football's not going to be the same." It's not going to be the same. That we can't. No one can get around that. We can't get around that. But what is, you sort of touched upon it anyway, but what is football going to look like in terms of people coming into the ground? What the ground looks like? What's it going to look like?
Yeah. So we're striving to try and make sort of this new normal of how games are going to look, as close to a match day as we can get. So we're looking at options so that we can still have catering, so that we can still have hospitality, so that we can still have some sort of retail on the day. I know, talking to various other League 2 clubs, that's not on some of their agendas at all. They're just getting bums in on seats, in, out, cheers, see you later. So we're conscious of not having too much of an impact on people's normal match day experience. Reds Bar we're hoping to open.
We're going to see an advert for Reds Bar very shortly.
Yes, nice plug.
Yeah, get ready.
But as you say, with masks, we'll be distributing a code of conduct detailing exactly what people need to be doing, in and around the ground. But I think now, as is sort of the new normal, when you're moving around the ground, you will have to have a face mask on. But when you're sat in your seat or in your bubble or on the terrace, wherever you may be, when you're stationary, you'll be able to take it off. I know the Football League guidance is there's no celebrating when we score.
And that'll happen.
And if the ball comes into you, you can't chuck it back. So look, as you said, there's various sort of parameters and red tape and hoops for people to jump through, but ultimately I think everyone would sort of take that to be able to come back and watch the game.
So moving on, obviously, we spoke briefly about the Leeds game. We'd already planned to do a membership scheme, weren't we? I think someone had mentioned we're doing a membership scheme. I suppose the Leeds thing has added a bit more importance to the membership scheme. Talk us through the membership scheme that you announced today.
Yeah, so obviously with the 1,300 that you mentioned, we know that when you take away season tickets, we'll sort of have around maybe 800 or so tickets left, and then you've got to discount hospitality, the tickets you've got to give to the Football League, all of those sort of, unfortunately, comp tickets that we're contractually obliged to do.
And I would say, sorry, just on that, I know the Football League have actually got sponsors like Sky Bet and people like that to reduce their allocation. So they've actually pretty much halved their allocation to enable clubs to get as many people as they can.
And I think that's important to stress that, exactly, you've got to say fair play to the Football League. You've got, as you know, we've got some of our sponsors that are contractually obliged to have X amount of tickets. Everyone collectively really is focusing on fans, getting in the most fans as possible. So as you say, I can't remember what the original question was now, but
it's irrelevant. I think that's
how
you
can't remember either.
I can't remember. I don't know what the next question is.
The membership. Sorry,
the
membership.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's quite important actually.
Yeah. So from Thursday we'll have 400 1896 club memberships going on sale, and what that membership will do will give you access to a priority window. So it's sort of a midway between, obviously season tickets aren't on sale anymore, and there were some people that didn't get that before the season started, and obviously know it was up in air. So those memberships will give people a chance to get access to the priority window, along with members of the CTSA, Reds rollover, for league tickets, and then the L word for the cup game.
And if you've got a season ticket, you do not need to go out.
Correct.
And buy a membership.
If you have a season ticket, then you're in for all the league games. If you haven't already, get in contact with our ticket office about your bubbles. And then, as per cup games in the previous years, we'll be releasing ticket information for Leeds.
Leeds with
in the coming days, and that'll be
excellent.
Treated as a separate entity almost.
Yeah, fantastic. So I mentioned there, Ballers will be back open on match days. Is it household bubbles they can sit in Reds, or is it general?
So for as per it will be for pubs. We can book in tables of 6 in Reds pre-match. You obviously have to have a ticket for the game because, as I mentioned, that concourse area that we're extending will sort of engulf Reds a bit.
So you
have to have a ticket to the game, but you can book a table of 6 to have some substantial food and a drink before the game, and then head out and watch the boys.
And I think we're also going to be opening for away games, aren't we?
Correct. Yeah. So we obviously did the beanback for the Cambridge game on the Saturday, and then we were locked down again on the Monday. So. We've only had the chance to do one of those so far, but hopefully we'll be able to do the beanback for away games in Reds, and again, people will be able to book in and enjoy Ballers and hopefully some 3 points on the road.
Fantastic. So to whet your appetites for match days and for getting in Reds with that beer and a burger, let's have a look at Reds. We'll be back after the break.